Let me ask you something. How many times have you looked around your home and thought, where do I even begin? The piles on the counter, the stuffed closets, the drawers that won't shut, it feels overwhelming. But here's the truth. What if I told you that just 5 minutes a day could change everything? Not 5 hours, not a whole weekend, just 5 minutes. I know it sounds too simple, but stay with me. Because today, I'm going to show you the trick experts recommend, the science that proves it works, and the real-life story of one woman who finally felt peace in her home after years of clutter weighing her down. And if you watch until the end, you'll understand why this one small daily habit might just be the most powerful thing you do for your health, your energy, and your peace of mind in 2025. Meet Marjorie. She's 72 years old, a retired schoolteacher living in Ohio. Widowed for nearly a decade, she spends her time gardening, knitting, and hosting her grandchildren on weekends. Marjorie always prided herself on being organized back in her teaching days. But after retirement, she slowly began keeping more and more. A drawer of birthday cards, stacks of magazines she planned to read, closets full of outfits from her working years. She didn't notice the weight of it until one day she caught herself saying, "I don't even know where to sit anymore." That's when she realized, the clutter wasn't just filling her home. It was draining her life. Her story will guide us through today. And if you see yourself in Marjorie's words, know that you're not alone. Marjorie believed decluttering meant exhausting weekends with garbage bags and boxes. That belief stopped her from starting at all. Then she learned about the 5-minute trick. The science of micro-habits. Researchers like B.J. Fogg and Charles Duhigg have shown us that tiny, repeatable actions, done consistently, lead to massive change over time. 5 minutes bypasses the brain's resistance. It feels small, safe, and doable. That's why it works. Marjorie's first step. Her kitchen junk drawer. She set a timer for 5 minutes while her tea water boiled. In that time, she pulled out expired coupons, broken pens, and rubber bands she never used. It wasn't a full transformation, but when she opened that drawer later, she smiled. For the first time in years, she felt in control. We often underestimate the emotional cost of clutter, but studies from UCLA Center on Everyday Lives of Families proved it. Clutter increases cortisol, the stress hormone. That means every messy surface doesn't just irritate you, it silently stresses your body. Marjorie's dining table was buried in paper. Old bills, unopened letters, grocery lists, magazines. Each time she walked past, her body felt heavier. She didn't know it, but her cortisol levels were likely spiking every glance. So she gave the table 5 minutes, one pile at a time. And the next morning, she sat with her coffee at a clear table. She told me, "I felt calmer, like my house finally exhaled." This is what clutter steals, peace. And this is what 5 minutes gives back. Clutter also drains energy by creating decision fatigue. Psychologists explain it this way: every object asks a question: keep me? Move me? Throw me away? That constant demand for micro-decisions exhausts the brain. Marjorie lived it daily. She wasted 20 minutes every morning searching for her glasses, keys, or medication, all hidden under clutter. So she tried the 5-minute trick. One spot, one bag, once a day. She put a small donation bag by the door and added one item every evening. Within a week, she stopped losing her glasses. Within a month, her mornings felt lighter. She said, "I didn't gain energy, I got back the energy clutter was stealing." The magic isn't in one 5-minute session. It's in the habit. Neuroscience tells us repetition rewires the brain. Habits stick best when anchored to existing routines. Marjorie anchored her 5 minutes to her evening tea. The kettle whistled, she opened a drawer or cleared a shelf, and by the time her tea was ready, so was she. That's the trick. Tie decluttering to something you already do daily. Brushing your teeth, turning off the TV, making coffee. Because when 5 minutes becomes automatic, clutter doesn't stand a chance. Now let's address the hardest category: sentimental clutter. For Marjorie, it was greeting cards. She had boxes filled with decades of them. Each card felt like a memory she couldn't let go. But psychologists remind us, memories don't live in objects. They live in us. Keeping everything actually dulls the meaning. Choosing just a few makes them shine. So Marjorie gave herself 5 minutes. She picked 3 cards that touched her heart most deeply and let the rest go. She cried that night, but she also slept better. She told me, "I thought I'd lose the memories. Instead, I gained the space to enjoy them." Clutter isn't just mental, it can be dangerous. The CDC reports that falls are the leading cause of injury among seniors. And cluttered floors are a hidden hazard. Marjorie's hallway was lined with shoes, bags, and boxes. One night, she nearly tripped. That was her wake-up call. So she gave it 5 minutes. She cleared a path wide enough for herself and her grandchildren. She said, "I didn't realize how unsafe my home had become until I walked through it without fear." 5 minutes doesn't just give back space, it gives back independence. Here's the secret. Progress creates momentum. Psychologists call it the quick win effect. When we see visible results, our brains release dopamine, the motivation chemical. Marjorie loved her nightstand transformation. 5 minutes cleared pill bottles, notes, and clutter, leaving only a lamp and her book. She said, "I felt proud every time I walked into my bedroom." That joy is fuel. It makes you want to keep going, not because you have to, but because you want to. Once 5 minutes feels easy, something beautiful happens. It often grows into 10 or 15. But here's the key, you don't have to push harder. You just have to start. Marjorie sometimes spent longer when she felt motivated. But she always told herself, 5 minutes is enough. That grace kept her from burning out. And in 3 months, her home looked transformed, without a single marathon cleaning day. So let's bring it back. Clutter steals energy, raises stress, creates hazards, and buries memories. But 5 minutes a day can change that. Marjorie's life proves it. She didn't overhaul her home in a weekend. She reclaimed it in tiny steps that built into transformation. Here's my challenge. Tonight, give just 5 minutes to one drawer, one shelf, or one small surface. See how it feels tomorrow. Because this isn't about 5 minutes of cleaning, it's about 5 minutes of freedom. And freedom is what you deserve in this season of life. If this story touched your heart, share it with a friend who may need it too. And don't forget to subscribe, because here, we'll walk together toward lives that are lighter, freer, and filled with peace.